So the 5th month of 2020 is basically done, and now it's time to sit and chat about everything that I've loved in the month of May. Hi guys, my name is Magali and welcome back to my channel. So I think that we can all agree that 2020 has kind of gone to hell 6 ways through Sunday. Every time you think it can't really get worse than this and things are gonna get better, kind of get hit with something or the other more. And I think now we should just give ourselves credit for how resilient we all are. I've said it before, but if you guys are not feeling great, if you guys are sort of struggling or just feeling low, please note that that's completely natural. I really want to mention this because sometimes it can just like seem like other people are doing okay and only you're doing badly. Like that's what I felt a month ago. Now I feel better, but I think there are just going to be ebbs and flows for all of us. One thing that I am proud of is that I made the decision to sit and start talking about favorites on a monthly basis again. It's just become something that I really look forward to at the end of every month, to just sit and like decompress and share with you guys the things that have made me happy in the past month. For the May favorites, we have a couple of makeup-y items, we have a few personal care items which have really helped me feel like cool and calm and clean and fresh through the month. And at the end, I'm also going to share a few pop culture favorites. So I have one movie, I also have a couple of television shows. So the first favorite for the month has got to be, I think, the thing that's the most visible on my face today, and that is blush. I have really enjoyed using this L'Oreal blush. The shade is Be Fierce. I think I got this at the start of 2020, and ever since I got it, I've been obsessed with this. This is just the most gorgeous kind of blush shade for medium to dark skin tones, because I think this is one of the more natural blush shades on skin tones like mine, along with those like orangey coral kind of shades. Today I have gone for a very full-on flushed, almost drunk blush kind of look. L'Oreal has just made a very lovely blush formula in this whole range. This one is one of the prettiest shades and it's matte, so if you want to put a little bit of highlight or shimmer, you can do that separately. My main tip, of course, with using this blush is please try and avoid using the tiny blush brush that comes along with it. So I know a lot of brands give these brushes, but they are really irritating and they're not going to give you a good effect. So you just need to buy a separate blush brush that is bigger and fluffier. That's gonna make all of the difference. So my next favorite product is a nail polish. It's the one that I'm actually wearing right now also. It's by OPI and the shade is called Barefoot in Barcelona, which is this really beautiful nudie dusky pink. For the first couple of months that we had locked down, all non-essential e-commerce was banned, and then when e-commerce like sort of opened up and we could shop again, I think the first few days I slightly overdid it. One of the things I picked up was a few different nail polishes from OPI. Their polishes are a bit pricey, but I really liked the formulas and I figured I'm not going to be going out and getting manicures or anything, not like I did that before anyway, so I might as well just splurge on a few bottles of nice polish. And I really like this color. OG viewers will remember that I used to have a favorite shade from Maybelline that looked kind of like this. I think it was a smidge darker. It was called Rose Poudre, and I used to wear it all the time. I went through like 3 bottles of it, and I also recommended it to a lot of you guys. Unfortunately, Maybelline discontinued that lineup, and so you couldn't really get the nail polish anymore. And this is the closest dupe I have found to that nail polish, and it's just a really pretty neutral, and I think it looks really nice. Kind of makes my nails look a lot longer and just clean and pretty, and it goes with everything. It also lasts quite well, so depending on the amount of work I do with my hands, in 3 or 4 days I do get some tip wear. Like if I baby my hands and don't do much work, of course it's going to stay longer, but if you end up like trying to do some work at home, it's not going to. Painting my nails has been pretty therapeutic for me. I usually do it freshly before I sit down to film a video. I'll do it the previous night. It's just a nice, happy, pleasant activity. When it comes to body products, hair products, I have been getting more serious about a declutter. Like, I didn't film declutters for those products, I filmed them for my makeup, so I'm gonna link the series here if you'd like to watch it. But I actually found a lot of my older products, some of which were like closer to expiry, so it's good because I'm finishing off older things and not wasting them. And in the process, I'm also ending up rediscovering some of my older things that I'd forgotten about. So I kind of found this Himalaya purifying neem face wash. I used to use this a lot back in the day. I also used to use the neem face mask. I believe I've spoken about it on my channel a few years ago. I've reviewed it on my blog. And this is a nice lineup for people with oily and acne prone skin. I use this face wash again after a really long time. I was kind of surprised that I had stopped using it or forgotten about it, because this is a very affordable face wash. When I was younger, I used to buy a lot of it, but now I feel like, okay, I've gotten older, I've gotten to my late 20s, I need to spend on slightly better products. They don't need to be luxury, just, you know, mid-range, a little better. Then some of the most budget products also work really well, and you're like, yeah, maybe I should use this more often. This is a nice light gel, and it always feels really good on my face, and it always cleans my face well without making it feel super dry or anything like that. The only like tiny downside to it is it finishes really fast. So most of my other face washes, which are more expensive than this by like 2 times more expensive or 4 times more expensive, they last long because you need really little. With this you need more, so you'll kind of go through the tubes more quickly. But I don't think that's a really big deal considering the price, you know, and you can actually get this in many different sizes also. So maybe next time when I'm purchasing this, I'm just going to buy one of the bigger bottles. This is a really good face wash for oily skin types, especially in summer. Of course, you can use it all the year round though, but summer is when it feels extra nice. The second personal care product that I kind of found when I was decluttering was this pretty affordable range from L'Oreal. It's a shampoo and conditioner from the Extraordinary Clay lineup, and this is something that was formulated especially for summertime and especially for oily scalps. If you suffer from oily or greasy scalp and you have been feeling sweaty and non-fresh throughout summer, you really have to watch my previous video. I'm going to link it up there. I've recommended a few products that are really going to save you. This was one of them. The way this worked really surprised me because it feels really fresh when you're washing with this product, and then it really did help me lengthen times in between washes. It really stopped my hair from getting greasy on just the second day. Like, it slowed down that process significantly. I think even by the 3rd day my scalp was still feeling pretty fresh. It was not feeling oily or sticky. I was shocked that this actually works. I don't know why. I've just begun to distrust claims from a lot of brands, and then I was like, no way, this is gonna work, and it worked. If you want more information, more detailed explanations, please go watch my previous video. Suffice to say, oily greasy scalp and you haven't tried this, please go try this right now because it's pretty affordable as well, and chances are you're gonna love it. My final body care product has been another thing that I kind of bought, didn't use, forgot about, and then found. And I thought, okay, this might be great for summer. When I used it, I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I have hit jackpot. This is from the Face Shop, and it is their Jeju Aloe Ice, which is just basically like a cooling gel cream hybrid that you can use anywhere on your body. It's got this like insane texture, which is really light, really whipped. Not a gel, it's not a cream, it's somewhere in between, and I love using this on my hands. I love putting this anywhere on my body. If you have back irritation, prickly heat, or acne, which is just good old back acne, I would recommend trying to put this product on regularly for a few days because it's light and moisturizing but also cooling, and you could really see this making a difference. The texture of this is really nice. It has this light refreshing scent, The tub is really big, and I think it's quite an affordable product as well that will last you quite a while. And I'm really glad I have it in my life now as part of my regular body routine, and this kind of goes to show that I should probably put myself on a shopping ban, not buy new products, and just look closer at my own stash because I'm finding a lot of amazing things. So that brings us to the end of the product section of this video, but I did mention that I also had some pop culture favorites. So now we're going to talk about one movie and 2 TV shows across a variety of genres kind of. First, let's chat about the movie that I loved. It is A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, and it is available on Amazon Prime.
Interview you.
It is so nice to meet you.
You okay?
I'm profiling Mr. Rogers.
Lloyd, please don't ruin my childhood.
This piece will be for an issue about heroes. Do you consider yourself a hero?
We are trying to give the world positive ways of dealing with their feelings.
Yeah? Like what?
So this movie is a bit of a biopic, and it is supposed to be centered on Fred Rogers, or Mr. Rogers. He was really famous for hosting this children's show in America back in the day. Now obviously, since I didn't grow up in America or anything, I learned about him only in my late teens or adulthood, but I think for a lot of Americans, they grew up on his show, which is supposed to be really wholesome. And I read a lot of stories about him, of how like he was just a really nice, good person and shared amazing lessons on his shows. So I thought he would be the center of this movie, but he isn't. I definitely don't really enjoy watching movies that are going to be very emotional and that are going to like tug at your heartstrings and make you feel sad and stuff. And this isn't a sad film, but you will probably get emotional, and there was something really pure and sweet about the film, with sort of a nice message of hope at the end that even me as a really cynical person could very much enjoy it and appreciate the message, because it's sort of not shoved down your throats. So it's a nice film. Like, you will probably weep a little bit, but it's not super heavy. It's like therapeutic weeping. And then definitely check the movie out. Now for television, I have one drama and one comedy, so we'll deal with the drama, the heavy stuff first. In my last favorites, I kind of mentioned to you guys how I was really enjoying this older HBO show called The Wire. Most of the HBO shows, the older ones too, are available on Hotstar Premium in India. The Wire is something that few people have called the best television drama of all time, and after having finished the whole show, I kind of agree with it. The Wire is to drama what Seinfeld is to comedies. Like, it's really up there, and it changed the game completely. I was having withdrawals after watching The Wire, and I really wanted something like it, so I ended up watching this newer television show called The Deuce, which is co-created by the creators of The Wire only. It does deal with some pretty heavy material because it starts, I guess, in the 70s in New York, and it kind of deals with sex workers and the sex trade over there, and it's also going to be dealing with the rise of the pornographic film industry, because that was something that was in its nascent stages and then it's just starting up there.
What's your dream? What is it about the big city that brought you here?
I meant it when I said you could make good money in this town. The Deuce is ready for you.
Frankie, my name's Vincent. You got a brother?
There's gonna be an opportunity coming your way.
This doesn't sound like the most happiest, lightest fun show. I know what you're thinking, and it isn't. It can be a little bit heavy, but I feel like the way that they have written the show is something really beautiful, because they've not really demonized sex workers. Of course, just another job, and society moralizes about it so much. We should all be normalizing it. So to see their kind of struggles and the systemic problems they went through and all of that, really get to hear their perspective. They're not accessories in the show, they are the central characters. That is why I really liked it. There's good writing. I just finished up with season 1 and I've started on season 2. So there are 3 seasons in the show and they ended it after that. Do check it out. I try to only watch 1 or 2 episodes of it a day, though I'm binging during large parts of my day, because as I mentioned, show is heavy but also well done, and each episode is like over an hour long. So I really want to take it all in, and I guess I'll report back about it later. Now the last recommendation I have is actually a comedy. It's called What We Do in the Shadows, and it is this cute horror comedy, but it's not at all scary horror. It's just haha horror.
It's nightfall. He awakens. Very cool, Master. Very scary.
Thank you.
Can you come downstairs for a second, please?
The problems with living with other vampires are the vampires I have chosen to stay with.
So it's actually based on this movie that Jermaine Clement and Taika Waititi made in New Zealand a few years ago called What We Do in the Shadows, which is supposed to be a vampire mockumentary. Like, you guys know what a mockumentary is. I'm sure you've probably seen The Office or you've seen Parks and Recreation. It's like where they fake interview the characters to make it seem like a documentary. That is the format of it, but we are following a group of vampires who live together in a house, and like they're just doing everyday vampire stuff. So the movie is also really funny, but they adapted it into a television show then, and now it's based in New York, not in New Zealand. And it's just a cute little... I watched season 1 last year. Season 2 is currently going on and I'm following it avidly. And I just recently read now a few days ago that they have officially got renewed for season 3, which I'm very glad about. If you guys are into comedy also, you might not recognize like the main characters of the show because they've gotten like British actors and stuff. Not big ones, but there are a lot of your favorites guest starring here and there. There's Vanessa Bayer from SNL. They just had Mark Hamill on board, which was a cute and really funny episode. There's Nick Kroll. There's also Craig Robinson in one episode of season 2, who you guys will probably know from The Office, and he's also the Pontiac Bandit on Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It is wholesome, funny, light-hearted entertainment, and I do look forward to it every week. So that was everything that I have loved in the month of May. If you have discovered anything new in the month of May, be it a product, a TV show, a book, just about anything that you have loved, feel free to leave a comment and share it with all of us, because I discover so many new things through you guys also. Also, I do try to keep the mood of these favorites videos especially more upbeat, because I want them to be a little bit of a beauty escape, but I really can't end the video without talking about this. So West Bengal and Orissa have been affected by a really bad cyclone just a few days ago. It has been really devastating because it's the worst cyclone this region has seen in about 30 years. Like, they do get bad weather every year, but this has been an extremely bad one. And to top it all, like, this happening during the pandemic has been terrible, because imagine how rehabilitation efforts can happen during this time. It's really difficult, and there are people who have lost their homes and have lost everything in this. So I'm gonna leave a few links to organizations below in the description box, in the comments, that are doing good work on ground there. And if you have some money to spare, please try to donate some money. If you really can't donate money, please don't feel bad, but also there are other ways to kind of help with this. Most of us cannot be on ground, but you can help by amplifying these donation links and just sharing them with your circle, sharing them with people around you, and just try to bring awareness to this disaster, because it has really been underreported in the Indian media. There are these ways which you guys can do your part. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.